Hi, I'm Don Mitchell. Welcome back to Business Basics, the book that teaches you how to accomplish at least 8,000 times more, increasing the value of and contributions of your business. And in this lesson, we continue to look at how you need to prepare as a leader to accomplish all this. This is one of my favorite lessons, and I think you'll like it too. So I'm delighted to have a chance to share it with you today. So this is lesson 5. It's called Determine Your Legacy. And I'd like to quote in the beginning, once again, from the Bible to guide us. In this case, from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 35 in the New King James Version. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the legacy of fools. I selected this lesson because of an experience I had while teaching an entrepreneurship class. I had directed the students to set their business goals by shifting perspective, looking backward from the future as though they had already attained their goals. I asked them to imagine in part that they had already developed an equity stake of $400 million, as one of my entrepreneur clients had done. To perform this assignment, I asked the fledgling entrepreneurs to pick 5 goals that would lead to the success that they would most enjoy in the future. The second most popular goal the students chose was to have a positive effect on their communities as a result of being entrepreneurs. They believed that they would be more fulfilled by accomplishing something meaningful in addition to making money for themselves. Their selections of such altruistic goals reminded me of goal-setting exercises that I did with Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield that greatly influenced my day-to-day thinking. The 2 exercises I engaged in were somewhat similar. I was directed to see myself objectively after my death in light of what I did during my life, as Ebenezer Scrooge did during A Christmas Carol, when the third ghost showed Scrooge the future where Tiny Tim and Scrooge would be dead, and no one would mourn Scrooge. It occurred to me that you may not have done such an exercise. It's wonderful for helping to focus on what you want your legacy to be. But perhaps you've done the same or a similar assignment. To avoid duplication, I designed a different version of the exercise just for this lesson. I pray you will learn important insights from doing the assignments. The following sections pose a series of questions you should consider in terms of selecting your entrepreneurial goals. As you prepare to answer these questions, feel free to pray for spiritual guidance, to discuss your ideas and feelings with family and friends, and to read about business leaders who were important more than 100 years ago. So the first question is, what will people say about you at your funeral? Here I want to quote from the book of Luke, chapter 19, verses 12 through 14. A certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. So he called 10 of his servants, delivered to them 10 minas, and said to them, "Do business till I come." But his citizens hated him and sent a delegation after him, saying, "We will not have this man to reign over us." Begin by imagining who will attend your funeral. Why will they decide to come? While they are waiting for the funeral to begin, what will they say when they mention you? So your assignment is to write the eulogy for your funeral as you would like it to be given by a person of your choosing. So next area we're going to explore is the question of what will be said about your business on the day after you die. Here I'd like to quote from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. Since you have been very successful in establishing an organization, the subject of what you accomplished will undoubtedly come up. Obviously, you'll be recognized for the scale of your business, but what will be said about the importance of the enterprise itself? Your assignment here is to write a news story about the significance of your business as it might appear in the obituary printed in your hometown newspaper. And next we get to a much more challenging question, but I think a very intriguing one. 100 years after you die, what difference will your business have made? Here I want to quote from Psalm 88, verse 12. Shall your wonders be known in the dark, and your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? Imagine that it is the centennial of your death, and news stories being written to describe your business's influence, both good and bad. What will be written then? What will people who read the story say? Your assignment is to write versions of the news story as it might appear in various publications that you respect. And then finally, let's ask an even more interesting and powerful question. What will your relatives say about the significance of what you accomplished during your family's reunion 100 years from now? Here I want to quote from the book of Job, chapter 24, verses 19 through 21. As drought and heat consume the snow waters, so the grave consumes those who have sinned. The womb should forget him. The worm should feed sweetly on him. He should be remembered no more. And wickedness should be broken like a tree, for he preys on the barren who do not bear, and he does no good for the widow. Most family reunions inevitably bring up the subject of those who have passed on, commenting about what made them memorable. The oldsters share what they remember with the young sprouts, seeking to impact what should be emulated and what should be avoided. Your assignment here is to write what you would like your great-great-grandchildren to say about you at the reunion. So I hope that you'll find this assignment as interesting, challenging, as rewarding, as I have, and I hope it'll bless you greatly. So we'll be moving over into another part of Business Basics in the next lesson, so I know you look forward to learning about that, getting an overview of that section. But in the meantime, may God bless you, your family, and all you do in the name of Jesus. Goodbye for now. Take care.